What up? And welcome back to another episode of Gritty Knows Best, baby. That's right. You thought that you were going to get out of this season without getting a solo episode from me? Well, I thought the exact same thing. You know, we're on episode 99 right now. We're almost at the end of the season, and I thought that would have been it, that I wasn't going to do a solo, but we got one. Tonight, we are going to be talking about my recent trip back to the city. Didn't think I was going to be taking a trip back this soon. As you know, that I took a trip back to the city maybe about a month ago, talked about that, but I took another one to see some more people that I didn't see on my last trip, to do some things and hang out. Tonight, we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about me getting my aura read. I've gotten some other like psychic readings, but never got my aura read. Also, I went with Justin to pick up his new Puppies. That was a lot of fun. And I tried something on this trip that I've never tried before. Also, we're going to be talking about the new Halloween Ends trailer, which dropped while I was on vacation. I watched it at like 3 a.m. So let's get into it, baby. Listen, the trip started off interesting, okay? The one thing I will tell you that I did not like about this trip is that I got lost like every freaking day. Every day that I was in the city, I went to pretty much every borough except the Bronx. I also went to Jersey to see Dre and Stephanie, and I somehow got lost all the time. The trip started off pretty wild because I didn't get any sleep. I really didn't eat, so I was wired up on the way down. I slept like maybe 45 minutes in the van, and those 45 minutes were not continuous. It was not a good 45 minutes of sleep. It was me getting up and waking up and going back to sleep, getting jerked around in a van, not getting jerked around by any person. I mean, just getting like jerked around like by the van itself. Okay, I just wanted to be clear on that. So I got down there, and immediately I'm thinking everything's going to be fine because I know that I'm going to be going to 170th Street. That's where the van is going to be dropping me off. So I get down there, and my thought is I'm going to just take the 4 train right to AJ's house in Brooklyn. I'm going to take the 4 train to the L train, okay? So I get down to 170th Street, get off the van, looking around, and I'm asking people, hey, you know where the 4 train is at? Because I don't remember. I never really even been to 170th. And they're like, the 4 train? What are you talking about? You're not even anywhere near the 4 train, my man. You're on the west side. And that's when I realized I was not at 170th Street in the Bronx like I thought I was.
Now you know you're retarded.
That's right. I was in Manhattan. I assumed I was going to the Bronx because that's where the van usually drops people off. Didn't know that this 170th stop was 170th and freaking Broadway. So now my whole trip, or the beginning of my trip is messed up because I'm not savvy with travel at all. So I immediately am like, what the hell am I going to do? Now I know that I have to apparently take the A train. I could take the C train. So I get on the A train with all these bags. Then I jump off because now I think, oh, the C train is going to be faster. That train ends up not coming. So then I get on the D train. That train ends up not going to where I'm supposed to go. So now I'm sweaty, hungry, tired, holding 3 bags, and I'm ready to go home already. I've only been here for half an hour. So I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? So I finally just forget it. I quit, go upstairs at 34th Street into the Target, walking down to the bathroom because I am going to get myself a lift. I had enough with the trains already. And while I'm in the bathroom setting up my Lyft account because I didn't have it on my phone. I'm not really setting up my account, but I'm putting it back on my phone, putting my new card in there. And while I'm down in this 34th Street Target bathroom, there's a man in there just casually killing a bottle of wine. He's just like, hey, what's up, man? I like your jersey, bro. How much was that? And I'm just kicking with him like, yo, I like your shirt, bop, 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 whatever the hell. And we just kick it for a few minutes. It was a nice, cool, wholesome moment. Then I go upstairs, get in my cab, and I finally make it to AJ's house. But let me tell you, I was exhausted. I was starving. And AJ, gave me the house. He had went away, and I was eating all the food in his fridge. I was watching the David Cho show on TV. I was crying watching the show. That's another whole nother topic. I could talk about the David Cho show, but it had me crying there. And my trip now began. All right, so one of the things I did on this trip was go to the AriPoha store. Why? I don't even like AriPoha, but I hung out with Cemetery Girl, and I said, I want to take you there because I really didn't have any plans. I wanted to just hang out with her. I really didn't have any ideas on what I wanted to do. I know she liked old Ari, so that's where we went. So we get there, and my thing is I just want to just observe the place, see how people feel about it, because, I mean, it's a cool store. Like, I think it's a cool idea to have that store dedicated to AriPoha. And I wanted to try Butterbeer for the first time. Never tried Butterbeer. So that was really that was the main attraction for me there. She said she had it already. Cemetery Girl said she had it already. And she said that it absolutely sucked. But I had to find out for myself. So I get my Butterbeer. I'm walking around the store with it. It was like $16, $13 at the bar that they have there. But to be fair, they do give you the cup that you get with it. So you have like a commemorative item with it. Walking around the store with it. And I like it immediately because they have like this cream on top. It's like a heavy cream that they have on top of it. And I like it. But as soon as the cream dissipates and I drink it all, and now I'm getting to the actual drink itself without any other additions, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I was a bigger fan of it than Stephanie, Queen Stephanie. Shout out to her. I bought her a bottle. She absolutely hated it, and a bigger fan than Cemetery Girl. But I bought a bottle from my friend Laurel Miller, who we shouted out on the Halloween in July episode, and she absolutely loved it. So that was good. I'm walking around the store with this Butterbeer, right? And I go into this little bookstore that they have inside the Harry Potter store. And this lady's like, oh, you can't be in here with that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, you can't be in here with that. There's like $1,000 worth of merchandise in this store. And I'm like, $1,000? Like, bro, J.K. Rowling could like sneeze that. She blinks, she pops out something that makes $1,000. If you want to convince me not to drink anything in this store, in this part of the store, you got to come up with a bigger figure than that. But I was respectful, and I left, and I had no idea that I was not supposed to take this Butterbeer out of the bar until I went back around and I saw the sign right in front of my face. So I was being a bit rebellious at Hogwarts, man. They're going to throw me in what is it? It's not called Alcatraz. What the hell is that shit at Hogwarts where they throw you in Alcatraz? Azkaban. They were going to send me to Azkaban for walking around with the Butterbeer. It was a good time. But I enjoyed seeing the happy people. I like seeing people enjoy things that they like just seeing them enjoy a like a movie or some kind of thing that they like. So I enjoyed going there. After that, before that, I got my Aura Red with Cemetery Girl. So now let's get to that, right? She's like, oh, I want to get my Aura Red with you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whatever. Like I said, I'm just kind of along for the ride. I just want to hang out. I just want to chill. So we get the Aura Red. We sit in this chair. I wish I had a picture of me sitting in this chair. You sit in this chair, and you put your hands on this thing, and they take a picture of you, and the picture looks like this. You see, I'm blurred out, but you see all these colors here. Hopefully these colors are coming out on the camera there. And that is my aura. Now, I was under the assumption that it was going to be a picture of me with like one color glowing around me. She was going to be like, oh, your aura looks like this. You're done. It's a blue aura. You're done. But she did not say that. There's many colors here. and she gave us an aura reading. Now, quick little fun side note, me and Cemetery Girl had a very similar aura. So for anybody that cares about that, there's some trivia for you. I wrote down what the reading said, what she told me about myself and my aura. Now, this reading is supposed to be only for like a couple of weeks. Like, it's not your aura, because I guess your aura changes, so they say. So I'm thinking, this is going to be kind of boring. This is going to be like, oh, you're a good guy, you're a bad guy, oh, blah, blah, blah. But this got pretty in-depth, and it got pretty interesting. So check this out. She tells me that she can see that I am possibly having stomach issues by the color that was by my stomach. And I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting, because if you know me personally, you know that I'm always having some kind of disturbance with my stomach and some kind of issue. So she was right about that. I thought that was interesting. She said that I'm always thinking and I always got a plan by the color that was by my head, which is also very true. If you know me, you know I'm always thinking of something. You know I'm always planning something. Then she tells me that I talk to a lot of people. By some of the colors, she could tell that I'm very social, and I talk to a lot of people. Very true. She said I get a lot of headaches from thinking and planning and also not taking care of myself properly, which is very true. If you know me, big headache guy. Shout out to Advil Liquid Gel, always keeping me cool, always keeping me healthy as I could be. It also fucks my stomach up from taking too many Advils. I've been there. She told me that I'm very sensitive and caring. Now, you listening to this show may not think that, but I do have a sensitive side. Like I said, I was crying during the David Cho show. I cry during things you're probably like nobody really cries from, but I can get very sensitive. You know, I like the rom-coms. I like I be crying listening to books and watching sensitive movies. And you know, I feel things. We know that. You know. The last thing she said, the last thing I remember, was that she was telling me that the last few weeks prior to this reading, things were a little chaotic, I was very busy, and that things are going to start slowing down a little bit, and that things like more opportunities are going to come, and things were going to just be like at a slower pace, and I was going to be having more fun, and like things were going to lighten up a little bit. Which, if you're a listener to the show, you know that we're about to take our 2.5-month break. And I was already starting my vacation when she said that. So that did make some sense, because as you know, we just came off of the 6-hour special. We were doing a lot of work for that, a lot of work for the show in general. And now things are slowing down with the vacation I just took and with the 1.5 off that I'm about to get. So that was a very interesting reading that she gave me. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, would definitely do it again. It was a lot of fun. So shout out to Cemetery Girl for bringing me to the AriPoha store and for the psychic reading, which was her idea. We also hung out. We went here, we went there. We had my favorite restaurant in New York City it used to be called Walk to Walk. I don't know what it's called right now, but you get the noodles, you get whatever you want in there. Look it up. It's on 14th Street. I think it's on, 14th Street, Union Square, around there. It's a badass place, baby. Let me tell you the other thing that troubled me during the vacation, okay? As well as me getting lost everywhere. So I stayed with my man AJ for about 3-4 days, okay? We hung out for about 2 days in the house together, and then the other 2 days I was out and about, and then I would come home. Love AJ. He's the best. But here's the thing, and he even said this when I first arrived. He was like, listen, I don't know how this is really going to work, because I live in a studio, the bed and the couch are pretty close, and you're a night guy. You're a night owl. You like to be up making noise, acting crazy at night, pacing around, flipping your knife. I don't know how this is going to work. And I was like, I don't know how this is going to work either. But it worked for the most part, except for like I would have nights where I would come home really hungry because I didn't eat that much on the when we were hanging out, and I would get up in the middle of the night, and I hate having to like creep around. That's the worst thing. So his bed is out in the open because he lives in a studio, so I gotta tiptoe around. I got my headphones on so you don't hear what I'm listening to. I'm trying to make a freaking sandwich, a turkey sandwich at like not even that late, maybe 2 a.m., and I'm opening the door gingerly. Everything I'm doing is like ninja-esque. I'm not even using plates. I'm using napkins for a plate so I don't make any noise. I'm just trying to be as quiet and respectful as possible, which is very annoying to me because I like to be, up and about at night. So then I finally like make this sandwich and I'm almost done. I'm almost completed my mission. And next thing you know, I drop my freaking phone, all over the floor. And then I hear him, he starts moaning in the bed, like moving around in the bed because I woke him up. I'm waking him up because I'm getting up to pee every 5 minutes. He's like, hey, did you sleep good last night? You're getting up to pee all the time? I'm like, that's just me, bro. So that was the only other thing that troubled me about the trip was me having to sneak around. But the bright side of that is that it forced me to go to bed, which is something I don't like to do. So I did get some good sleep on this trip. I slept well. I didn't mention this, but I stayed down in the city for about 2 weeks, from Sunday to next Thursday. Yeah, so almost 2 weeks. Next thing I did was go to Queens to hang out with Big Jussie, to pick up his new Puppies. And listen, we're not going to talk much about that right now. I'm going to tell you a little bit, but I can't tell you much because you're going to be able to see it for yourself. We got a brand new vlog coming out when we take our break. So make sure that you're ready for that. Make sure you tune in and come back next week for we're going to be dropping the schedule for everything. Should be next week. Stay tuned to the YouTube channel because we're going to be dropping the video. But I'll put a picture here of the dogs. Hopefully I remember on YouTube. Should be right here. And it was a great time. Although it was a 9-hour ride in total to get the dogs there and back. We went to Pennsylvania. He got 2 mini huskies. I forgot what the other name for them is. You got to ask the guy. He'll come on and talk about them probably. But he got 2 mini huskies who were absolutely adorable, Teddy and Durango. And the one other thing I was excited about for this adventure was that we were going to go see an Amish person. I have never met an Amish person in my life. So once I was made aware that this man would be Amish, I was very excited. I felt like I was gonna go meet Santa Claus because I've never met an Amish person in my life. Just taking a puff out of that cigar. If you're wondering why I was stopped talking. So I never met an Amish person. It was very exciting. We pulled up. There he is with the hat, with the suspenders. He's all tall. He's jovial guy. Hey, he saw Justin. He thought he was 6 years old. He's like, hey boy, how you doing, boy? He was blowing it up till he found out Justin was 30, and then he was like, oh, what the hell? He was like, oh, you getting up there, boy? But he was a great guy. My man Steve sold Justin the dogs. It was a great time. He had a lot of cute puppies in the farm, which you will see. But Teddy and Durango came home with us, and they are awesome dogs, honestly. They were great on the car ride back. They're so fun. Teddy is pretty social. Durango doesn't care about anything. He doesn't want to be touched. He doesn't want to sleep on the bed with Justin, which I'm sure he will tell you more about later. But we brought him home. The first thing he did was shit in the house. And I got to spend a day and a half with the dogs. Brought them back, and then about a day. I spent half the day one day, half the day the other day. And as I said, we'll get more into the puppies as time goes on. But it was a nice trip, and we got to make some other videos for the channel that will be coming out during the break as well. We made some taste tests, so stay tuned for that. But it was great seeing Jussie. Didn't get to see Jussie on the last trip, so we got to hang out, and he joined a very exclusive club. I know Pastor's going to love this, but me and Justin slept in the same bed together. That's right. I don't be sleeping in the bed with other schmen. I don't do that. The only other guy I slept in the bed with was A, my dad, and B, Eddie, EJ, that you know on the show from Eating the Peppers. We slept on the bed head to feet, and me and Justin did the same thing. So, and it worked out. Nothing was, we didn't get too close. Although I did wake up in the morning and Justin's hand was on my leg and I just brushed it off and I said, hey, relax. We don't be doing that, all right? But he was asleep. He didn't know what was going on, so I'll give him a pass. So that was fun. Justin joined the club, a very exclusive club that I don't know if many other guys will join, okay? After that, I hung out with my man Clay, and this is where we're going to get into the thing that I've done, that I did on this trip, that I've never done before, but I've always wanted to do. When I was twitching with our friend Mad Mitzi, I was on her Twitch stream, I was talking about how I've never smoked a cigarette. Now, you see here how I'm smoking a cigar, which I've never done on the show before, but if you know, I'm a big fan of cigars. I smoked a cigarette for the first time on this trip, but always kind of wanted to, never knew. I really, because I'm not a big fan of inhaling, number one, which is why I like cigars. You don't need to inhale them. You get there's a lot of flavor just from the smoke in your mouth, and then you get the nicotine, through that way. And it's a slower experience. You see, I'm just taking my time with it. I'm kind of a lightweight when it comes to anything like that, nicotine or, substances in general or stimulants. So I like to take my time with this stuff and just have a nice smoke. I like to do things very fast, mostly. Okay, so, it's good for me to do something once in a while that takes time, that you can just relax and chill. But back to this topic at hand, I smoked a cigarette because Clay was on me about it. I did say that I was probably going to smoke one before I went down to the city. But once I started hanging out with Clay, he was like, yo, man, you got to smoke cigarettes, bro. You got to get on this. You're going to look cooler. Your voice is going to be cooler. Like, you got to do this. Like, yo, it's going to be awesome. Walt Disney was a smoker. Like, he was giving me, every time we saw somebody on TV smoking, he's like, see, look how cool he looks. Look how cool he looks. That could be you. That could be you. And he's giving me every way he could to convince me to smoke, which he didn't need to do much. I already wanted to do it. So he handed me a Marlboro Red. Now, you're wondering, am I a cigarette smoker now? Am I addicted? Did I love it? Am I smoking Marlboros now? Absolutely not. Okay? Took the draw of the cigarette. I liked the way it tasted, which people looked at me funny for saying, but if you compare a cigar to a cigarette is a lot lighter. Like, I'm sure it's like all the chemicals that make it taste good. A cigar is like straight tobacco. So a cigarette tasted good to me. I'm not going to hold you on that one. But the thing is, it made me feel like absolute crap and garbage about 2 minutes after I was done. And I did not like that. I was not a big fan of that. I had a headache. I had all this stuff going on. I'm like, is this like, I don't feel well? And Clay is like, oh yeah, don't worry about that. That happens. Like, you don't need you just keep smoking and you eventually forget about it. You just get used to it. I'm like, I don't want to get used to this. That doesn't sound good. Like, it didn't even make me feel that great in the beginning. So all the other stuff is not really worth it to me. It's not worth the shitty feeling that I get. And I was disappointed, to be honest, because I thought I would love cigarettes. I thought I would be a big fan. But I was not. And it was a little bit of a letdown. Because like I said, it tasted good, but it just was not good for me. Mo was telling me, oh yeah, that happens, but once I smoked the second one, once I smoked the third one, it just, I got into it, blah, blah, blah. Maybe that'll happen to me. I don't think I'm going to smoke another cigarette again. I'm just going to stick with my cigars because that's what I like. I've been smoking cigars on and off, a little bit here and there since I was about 19. I've been going to cigar lounges, smoking there. I got a couple of packs down in the city when I went down there. Clay had a nice place right down there. Let me show you what I got real quick. So I got these Romeo y Julieta cigars. These are mini cigars. I'm a big fan of mini cigars because, like I said, I like I don't need anything crazy. I don't need all that. I don't need a strong cigar. So you got these little ones that resemble cigarettes, and they smell freaking great. These are Romeo y Julieta. These These are pretty small. They don't take that long. And then you got these Macanudo cafes here, which I've always been a fan of. I've been smoking those for maybe like 2 years or whatever. So that's what I got. If you're a cigarette smoker, let me know what you think about. Let me know in the comments how you got smoking and if you felt like crap after you smoked it, because it was a letdown. I was upset, but maybe it's for the better, because if I did like it, I'd be smoking probably 2 packs a day by now. So we don't need that with the addictive personality that I got. Before we get into the Halloween Ends trailer, let me just sum up this trip by saying this was the best vacation I ever took. I know I said that about the last one, but this one was the best one. I ate a lot of great food. Finally had a bison burger or a buffalo burger. Clay said they're not actually bisons, they're buffaloes. So I finally had a buffalo burger, and I really enjoyed that. And this trip, my appetite really opened up. You would know, if you listen to the show for a long time, that I've had some issues with eating for a couple of reasons. You know, I wasn't taking care of myself well in that department, wasn't eating much. And I really broke that during this trip. I think it's because I was just so happy to be back and be in the company of many good people. I saw so many amazing people on this trip, and I'm grateful for every one of them. I met Clay's roommate, Jules. She's awesome. Had a great conversation. I met Clay's roommate, and we immediately started spilling our guts to each other. Just all this stuff that you really don't tell people the first time you meet them. But I did tell her the elevator girl story, like, as soon as I met her on the phone. So she was already used to my personality and what I got to say. So we were talking all kind of crap till 4 a.m, exposing all kind of secrets. It was a lot of fun. But I was in the company of many good people, and that's probably one of the reasons why my appetite opened up. And also because I really wanted to make a change in that area, and I knew that I was going down the wrong path. I knew that I have been not taking care of myself well in that area. So I kind of just made the decision, and I've been making the decision for the last couple of months to not do that, be more conscious of that, and just get my appetite back. And I've been on and off, but these last 3 weeks have been very good for that. So there you go with that. But this has been the best trip so far. Had a great time, A+. And I saw Dre and Stephanie as well the last day. Now, did I forget anything on this trip? All right, now let's get. I did want to say this, that I thought I had a 4-day limit on vacations, but apparently seeing as how the last 2 trips went, they were about 2 weeks each. I got a 2-week limit down there. Like, it doesn't matter how good everything is, but eventually I need to be in my own space. I need to be in the company of myself and myself only for a little while, and be in my own energy after a while. And I think it's about a 2-week limit. You know, I need time to recharge, to regroup, no matter how many good people I'm around. I just need my own space. You know what I'm saying? So it's about 2 weeks, I think. Let me know what your recharge time is, because some people are different. Some people are like very extroverted, I guess. They don't need much. Some people are very introverted and they need much. I don't know. And they need a lot of time to chill out. Halloween Ends. The trailer dropped about a week ago, and it surprised us all. I don't think they announced when the trailer was going to drop. It just dropped. And let me tell you right now, obviously, I'm looking forward to it. This would have had to have been a horrible trailer for me not to be looking forward to it. I mean, they would have had to really mess this up. But this is obviously the end of the trilogy. It's in the name. Halloween Kills. They had Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and now Halloween Ends. Very happy that Jamie Lee Curtis is in this one, because there was some rumors that she may have been the one to die in Halloween Kills, which I was really hoping that wouldn't be the case, and it was not the case. It was the mom, which I was also not happy about, because I don't really care about Allison that much. But whatever. At least we get Jamie Lee. So this movie, it looks like there's going to be 2 Michael Myers in this movie. Okay, from the way the trailer looks, people were saying that there's some parts of the trailer where I think I noticed this. I think I caught it. Some of the trailer Jamie Lee is fighting, or you see a Michael Myers without the burns and without the burns and without the two fingers missing on his left hand, I believe it is. And then you see another Michael Myers who has the two missing fingers and the burns and the messed up outfit. So people are saying that there will be two Michael Myers in this movie, and not like there's gonna be another, like a copy of Michael Myers, like a twin or something like that. Like they're saying there's gonna be a copycat killer, and it could be this new guy that they have in the movie called, I think his name is Corey Cunningham, something like that. It's his character name, not his actor name. They have a new guy coming in the movie called, I think it's Corey Cunningham, where his role in the movie is he's supposed to be a babysitter who was apparently framed for the murder of someone who he was babysitting. And then people are guessing that him and Allison are going to go around trying to clear his name while Jamie Lee and Michael are duking it out around Haddonfield. So it may be Corey Cunningham as the other Michael Myers. It may be somebody else. People are saying that there's going to be like another new character, like a doctor who they've been talking about in the last two movies, who I don't even remember them talking about. I don't know if it was like it wasn't Sartain, because I think he's the one that stabbed the cop. This movie is taking place 4 years after Halloween Kills, by the way, which I didn't know. I was wondering, like, this cannot be the same night. They can't stretch this night any longer than it already is stretched. So it's not going to be. But it will take place 4 years after, which is pretty obvious in the trailer because Jamie Lee looks like she got her act together a little more. She's more acclimated to society again. She's not living in the woods. She's living with Allison now, as the synopsis says. So I'm very, very excited for this. They said this one is going to be a little more like Halloween 2018 and not like Halloween Kills, which was a lot more bloody and indicative of the name Kills. Is that the right word? Indicative? I don't know if I just used that word right. But it matched the name. Kills. A lot more killing. This one should be more dramatic. And I heard there's going to be a lot of Allison in this movie, which, as I just said, not a big fan of, man. Not a big fan at all. So, like, whatever with that. But looking forward to it. Can't wait for it. And I hope there will be more Halloweens after this. What will they do with them? I don't know. I just want to see Michael Myers on the screen, baby. So this October, we're getting Halloween Kills, and Halloween Kills. We're getting Halloween Ends, and we're getting the new Hocus Pocus. And I think, when does the new Scream come out? I think it comes out close to that. I totally forgot. But we're getting some bangers on the way, baby. Halloween is looking up. It's looking good. That is all I got for you tonight. Hope you enjoyed this solo episode. You got one. If you were waiting for it, you got one. There it is. You can find us at Gritty Knows Best on Instagram. Go to the Gritty Knows Best YouTube channel where you can see the video episodes get uploaded every single Friday. And remember, we're going on break, but we will be uploading to the channel every single week while we're on break. And we're going to be uploading more than just once a week. So stay tuned for everything we're going to do. There you go. Peace and love. See you next time.